Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Beyond the Summer presentation of the Mars TV Dota 2 League South American Qualifier Group B lower bracket final. We have ourselves a second game of a best-of-3 series here. Midas Club up 1-0 over Gorillaz-Pride after a tremendously powerful showing here by Speak the Devil. Death Prophet played none other than by Murdoch. So, looking at potentially Midas Club going the distance with this one 2-0. Gorillaz-Pride obviously trying to at least bring it to a deciding game 3. Now, at this point in time, we've already decided that of Group B, SG Esports is the top seed. Stars are the bottom. And now we have to see where these two settle in the middle. And a lot of people say, why does that matter? What real impact does that have? That they have to win the whole thing. Obviously, that's true. In order to go to the MDL Changsha Major, they do have to win through all the playoffs, and this just kind of decides where they're seeded into it, and what position they're fighting from, like how many best of threes they have to win to make it to the final. But there's other aspects. Obviously, there's the fact that there are obviously very clearly three of the strongest South American teams consistently: the infamous SG and Pain, and kind of trying to find that fourth team or the following teams in order for like direct invites to regionals. That definitely is something that a lot of the different tournament organizers consider. So showing some group stages as well as throughout the playoffs do matter, even if you don't top out. Just having more opportunities to get better experience against these top teams is the key here. And every win counts in that regard. Just showing what you're capable of is a really big deal at a professional stage of this magnitude. So we'll see. Midas Club, they're obviously trying to show what they're capable of here over Gorillaz-Pride. So far, so good. Up 1-0. But we'll see if we can see things change up a little bit from Gorillaz-Pride. The key thing here, I would have to say, in the two games we've seen today for K1 is just how involved he gets. Is he able to kind of focus on himself, just get selfish and start farming like crazy so that he can just overwhelm the enemy with his item pool? Or is he able to really get involved in the team fights? He tried really hard last game to get involved in the team fights. He time walks in, he's looking for the big chronos, he's looking to set up his teammates, and then it just doesn't work out. He gets silenced, he gets roared. Something happens that just makes it all fall apart. And I really think that a lot is resting on his shoulders right now. He had a strong performance in the first game, the best of one against Stars. He did not perform the way he needed to in the previous game. So we'll see where his head's at, if he's going to be able to change things up, and even what hero he's going to be playing. Is it going to be like something like the Juggernaut or the Faceless Void, or something completely different? A lot of options, obviously, still in the pool, as we now see the second stage of ban conclude. Gyrocopter, Beastmaster, Ancient Apparition, and Sand King all taken out. So your mid laners, presumably, are already accounted for. We did see Greedy play Razor in the off lane, so you could theoretically throw Viper in that capacity too, but let's say that Viper's mid against Death Prophet, ET, and Witch Doctor are your supports. Clockwork is still up in the air. You're really thinking about the hard carries at this point in time. Offlaners, hard carries are the key pickups at this point in time. These core heroes that will define the game to an extent. Right now we've got your Disruptor support comboing up with the ET. Good potential there. But how do we start this off? Like, what's the main initiation point? And that's something that still is kind of to be determined, with the Sand King taken out, Greedy unable to show what he's capable of on that hero any further. I have to say that it's kind of hard to decide. Beastmaster, Sand King are the two that have been gone to the most frequently. And from there, you've got like some limited options. Underlord was banned out. The previous game still available here. Works pretty well with the pushing style that Death Prophet's going to be bringing, and definitely allows his teammates to have a lot of durability here. Clockwork could still be the offlaner. I can't write that off. Midas Club, 4-position Clockwork and offlane Clockwork have both been seen. And I think Hijack is perfectly comfortable with running an offlane Clockwork. I don't think that's an issue. I think it's much more if you're playing against a Disruptor ET and you try to disengage with your power cogs and then the Disruptor just glimpses you right back in, like, you're not in a great spot. The way positioning works with you cogging and then denying the cog and then trying to get out, actually it gives more time for the Disruptor to get in range for glimpse than anything. So it's a little bit annoying. Definitely not the matchups you really like to play up against. Rubik with the Telekinesis to pull you out of cogs, and Disruptor with glimpse. Both of them make it a little bit awkward in terms of offlane against them. So we're going to see the Abaddon come out. And I believe that is going to be off-lane Abaddon, 4-position Clockwork, 5 for the Witch Doctor. And Abaddon definitely brings a lot to the table against hard disables. Just being able to go for the strong Dispel with the Aphotic Shield, get right in the thick of things, dispelling stuns, and dealing a lot of damage back and forth. Not so sure about the picks here. Like, you usually want it with like really long duration disables, like Beastmaster Roar and Mirana Arrow come to mind. And we actually don't have a lot of stuns coming out at all. I mean, you can break Sleep, but you can't break somebody out of Static Storm Kinetic. You can only just kind of keep them alive while they're stuck in it. And a lot of Viper's damage is still going to be coming against you anyways. So, a lot of slows, a lot of positioning control, not a lot of hard stuns. The Abaddon really doesn't get to play that full Dispeller role, that enabler. He's not going to be. He's mostly just going to be tanking and trying to deliver damage back the other way. We've seen a lot of various offensive builds from the Abaddon, and I'm expecting that here. I've seen like the Sanji, Yasha, Scotty, Basher kind of stuff, where you just stay glued to a target. We've seen Radiance progression work out pretty well for the hero. A lot of different things you can do, but I don't think it's going to be just like your saving grace, like Blink, Ether Lens support Abaddon. You want to get in the middle of it, and I think he just wants to brawl. Also, some pretty cool cosmetics on that guy. But Enchantress going to get banned out. Juggernaut already selected at this point in time for Gorillaz-Pride for K1, the hero that he succeeded on in the best of one a couple games back. And Sven taken out on the other side. So, obviously, Midas Club are looking for their hard carry at this point in time, and that does get narrowed down a little bit. We've seen Luna be picked up a few times. I think that's a perfectly fine selection here. Gyrocopter having been taken out, I think that might be one of the better heroes in the pool at this point in time. Gorillaz, on the other hand, hard offlaner, looking for something to control the fights. Tidehunter seems actually pretty solid here. Underlord, again, I'll mention on the side of the Dire, works pretty well for them too. Could go for something completely different, though. Could go for like a Nature's Prophet. You have enough control in the Elder Titan that if you just want to go for like right-click and push, you could definitely go for the Furion. That's something that SG Esports ran yesterday to great effect in terms of just completely ratting out the game and taking advantage of one thing that Midas Club kind of lack, which is mobility. They do have the Clockwork. That's something the Furion doesn't really like to go up against because he has to go for Force Staff as his first or second item. But speak of the devil, he shall appear. Nature's Prophet is ready to holla and get some dollar. Again, the Clockwork is annoying for him for sure, but if he gets Force Staff as his first or second item, he's going to be okay. And it just allows him to like put pressure. Like Death Prophet is a very immobile hero. She's like, okay, I want to Exorcism this lane, and I want to fight there. Maybe she can get a TP back, but he's just had them done against a Disruptor with the Glimpse. So, yeah, I actually think that if Gorillaz-Pride are really smart and cerebral about where they move on the map, they can kind of split, push very effectively, and make it very difficult for Midas Club to respond. This is a carry that I did not consider, though. I haven't seen him very recently since the series of nerfs, but Lycan is still a great hero in terms of like early game damage output, push, pressure, mobility. So, yeah, I actually really like this pickup here from Fuga. Should be pretty good. It's going to be Murdoch on the mid, Death Prophet, Fuga on your safe lane Lycan, Hijack, off lane Abaddon, and RZS and Hiko will take up the support roles on the Witch Doctor and Clockwork, respectively. Gorillaz-Pride still thinking about it here, but of course it's going to be K1 on the Juggernaut, Chris Brown on the Viper, Moose on the Elder Titan, Masoku on the Disruptor, and finally Greedy on that Nature's Prophet. So I like the Nature's Prophet. I think that if they play it carefully, it can be like the game-winning pick. The fact is you can really just split, push the map while your other heroes fight as 4. And it's just so hard to disengage from a Disruptor. I think that's the key here. As Masoku is on point with his Glimpse, they can just chase and chase and chase. Elder Titan seeking out those stomps, Glimpse pull back over and over to cancel out TPs or just to keep the fight going their way. And while the Lycan is really strong at against the Viper, against the Nature's Prophet in terms of repositioning, you have to keep in mind that he can still be caged. He can still be caught inside that kinetic field, and if he is, he's going to be in some trouble. So we'll see exactly how this all plays out. I think that we're expecting the mid matchup to go a little bit in favor of the Viper, just innately based on the heroes. But you have to remember, Murdoch is very comfortable in this Death Prophet. Played it to just pretty much perfection in the last game, baiting some really good opportunities on the Lina with the help of RZS. And I do think that while the Viper has the advantage innately with the hero, that the Death Prophet should still be able to do really well just based on the player. In the meantime, things starting off here, Stout Shield for the Abaddon. Low armor hero, kind of has to get a little bit durability to try to soak up some of the damage coming in. This hero is actually quite vulnerable until level 6. Once he's level 6, he's fine. But at this stage, he's going to be just kind of continuously maxing out his aphotic to try to kind of stay right on the front lines. RZS and Moose once again crossing paths here, neither one getting a freebie on the Observer Ward. And it is going to be the 4 positions supporting their offlaner. It is going to be Moose heading up top here to help out the Elder Titan. Greedy going for this Orb of Venom start. And then we do see Clockwork making his way down. Hiko trying to help out Hijack against the Disruptor Juggernaut duo. Clockwork going to be going for boots first. Who else is looking at just some raw boots here? Just the Elder Titan and the Clockwork to start things off. You are able to shield off Thunderstrike, and it does cost less mana than that of the Disruptor, so generally worthwhile. Radiant grabbing. It looks like both bounty runes here on the top end of it. Yep, forcing back the Lycan. And grabbing up 2 bounty runes up top, while the Dire grab the 2 bounty runes down bottom. Already off to a good start. Good creep blocking coming in to help out Murdoch, and should be able to get a really good creep equilibrium if you look at how far this melee creep got away from Chris Brown. Talked about it a little bit the previous game, but after the neutral creep spawn at 1 minute, this Astral Spirit could actually be a big nuisance against the Lycan, just based on the fact that he can hit so hard so quickly. But they're actually just going to block off the camp, and I like this move. Just going ahead, Observer warding their own camp, makes there's no side pull action, and most importantly, you just can't Astral Spirit continuously. Oh, nice cast bounce back as well. The Astral Spirit can't enhance the movement, speed, and damage output of that Elder Titan too conveniently. So yeah, even though he was like pre-casting the Astral Spirit, looking to walk it onto the camp, and they're blocked. The Radiant have blocked off this one with their ward, and the Dire blocked off this one with this ward, and suddenly the Elder Titan's effectiveness with this Astral Spirit early on is not going to be nearly as significant. Still, Orb of Venom harassment is going to be kind of annoying. I think the Nature Prophet is still going to be pretty happy with this laning configuration, even if his ET is a bit gimped. Hiko looking to try to hit Misoku up with the Power Cogs, drain some mana out here, burning the Clarity as well. Misoku is suddenly not able to do much at all in this lane. It's all going to be on the Juggernaut and his spins. By the way, Juggernaut should definitely have a mango here. It's a very nuanced thing, but basically when you're up against a Clockwork that's going to be burning your mana with cogs, the one thing you don't want to be is outside of the mana threshold for Blade Fury. So having a mango always guarantees that you have the ability to just use the mango and then pop Blade Fury. And then you can't get isolated and killed off, which is important. Because the general game plan now for the Clockwork, if he's familiar with the matchup, is just burn the Juggernaut's mana like 3 or 4 times, until you and the Abaddon could just kind of get inside a little cog huddle with them and make it and kill them off. I mean, Battery Assault, even just a level 2 Clockwork with the Battery Assault and cogs, as well as the Curse of Avernus and the Aphotic Shield, I think you can go right on a no-mana Juggernaut with no problem at all. As it stands, though, just a quiet laning phase so far. A little bit of back and forth here. The offlaner is doing quite well. 10-3 for Hijack and 11-4 for Greedy. But yeah, no first blood to speak of just yet. Jump on mid here. Going to go for the Battery Assault play. And the Spirit Siphon coming out against Chris Brown. He tries to break his way through the cogs here, but still taking a lot of damage in the process. No mana for the Crypt Swarm. Might make it a little bit difficult to get this kill. They have to get one more right click out here. Is it going to be enough? No! The Crypt Swarm comes too late, and they do not get the kill on the Viper instead, losing first blood up top. The ET getting a little bit overzealous and getting rebutted by the cask. Now down. Poison and Thunder striking against the Dire, and it's going to be, it looks like 2 kills here as the poison attack comes through. The Disruptor does die under tower, however, so it ends up being a 2 for 2 in total. A lot of action. First we get 2 minutes of extreme quiet, and then another minute of a lot going on. Interesting game. So, aggressive back and forth here between Murdoch and Chris Brown. Right now, they're almost even on CS, but yeah, the fact that Murdoch did not have the mana for that Crypt Swarm cost him the kill on the Viper, and it eventually led to his own death. Greedy rotating in, nabbing a kill on the Death Prophet, and now the tables have turned dramatically. G-Pride have extreme confidence in both their top and middle lanes. And with the healing ward that is pretty much unkillable with the right micro against 2 melee heroes. K1 should have lots of sustain, but as I say that, he does let Hiko just walk up and rattle and wrap it. Cask bounce. This could do some decent damage to Moose if it bounces back and the Lycan goes on it, but mostly focused on farm here, trying to keep pace with the Juggernaut down bottom. Look at the levels, though. Level 6 versus level 4 here. Death Prophet desperately needing to come back into this lane. Just not able to tank through enough, and if Chris Brown wants to, he can just kind of stand at the high ground here and slow him down with the continuous prods of the poison attack or even the ultimate here. Hiko caught in a bad spot here and is going to just be killed off. Looks like the the Disruptor will take the last hit. Shrine is now available. Does he want to be selfish, or does he want to buy himself a clarity and be patient? Greedy making his rotation. Nope. Hanging out here, at least for the moment, but keeping eyes across the map. They're pinging. He's making his move. He's in position. And Sprout will set up the ultimate of the Viper. No amount of Spear Siphon in the world is going to be enough to deal with that damage. He needs reinforcements. He gets reinforcements with RZS and Hijack both making their way to mid. And looking for the kill on Greedy. Roshan denial does not happen as the final hit from the Witch Doctor comes through. Help is here, my friend. Trying to close the distance here. Boots and Windlace does give them the move speed advantage, but now under tower, Hiko getting stomped. Sprout is available. Tangos are there too, though, and it looks like he can just kind of go for the Tango and walk away. Double damage rune up top. K1 doing really well for himself here. Going to go for that same build-up that we saw earlier. They phase boots into Yasha, into Battle Fury, rather than go for the Battle Fury first. The movement speed can definitely be a big deal. A little bit of attack speed and extra right-click damage can be really nice as well. But it does slow down how quickly he can pick up that cleave and focus on just hard farming. And that's about it right now. K1's going to get farmed, that's for sure. Can Lycan get enough to make up for it? He's rotated down bottom at this point. He's got a Helmlet Dominator, grabs himself a Troll, and looks to maybe push down the bottom tier 1. Disruptor coming in here. I think Lycan's going to go for Shapeshift very shortly here. Goes for the Shapeshift, running in a very fast Troll, but the Wrath of Nature comes through and the Omni Slash as well. Lots of damage, but now the Juggernaut is exposed and is going to be dropping down very shortly here. One more right click will do it. We do lose the Death Prophet in mid once more as we see 3 Radiant Heroes on the mid lane, but we will follow Masoku to his inevitable demise as the Wolves. The Wolves, where are we going? Where are we going? Oh, Masoku drew through the tree line. Going for the TP. Is it going to be there in time? It is not! Oh, so close. Double kill coming in for Fuga. Oh, man, if that worked, that would have been absolutely outstanding. But once again, another rotation in mid here, teleporting on the Death Prophet, Wrath of Nature, helping out the fight down bottom. And killing off the Death Prophet once more. Now 1 and 3 on Murdoch. Down bottom, going to get the root here onto the Juggernaut. He'll spin his way through. He's got reinforcements in the Viper, and he's going to go for the Viper Strike, I believe. Yep, hits on Fuga there. Aphotic Shield's not going to take that off, and he's going to be taking a lot of damage. No mana for Mistcoil at this point in time. A little bit of juke action, but this one's not going to work either. Fuga going down with one more tick of the poison attack. And Hijack's still here. He's actually caught out. There is an Echo Stomp available. Not needed though, as they just right-click him down. Top lane is exposed though. Murdoch just goes ahead and pops the Exorcism, says, I want this tower, I want some momentum in this game, because he's been set back way too many times at this point. As we just kind of transition over to net worth, and we see him over at 5th place here, 2,700. 1,500 behind the Juggernaut. I mean, you just look at it this way. Juggernaut has about 50% more net worth than the Death Prophet. He's just doing so much more. And the Viper obviously has a tremendous advantage on him as well. Down bottom is actually going to be where the kill happens, though. Clockwork getting isolated by the Echo Stomp. Not sure why he's here, to be honest. There's really no way you defend this tower. There's just too much going for G-Pride at this particular moment in the game. They're going to try to go for a dive here, though. Shapeshift, looking for the bounce back on the cogs. He'll sprout, he'll try to go for the TP. No silence available from Murdoch. He did not skill silence. Goes for the max Crypt Swarm and 2 points in Spirit Siphon. And that means that the Shapeshift is going to go amiss. Plenty to summon, plenty to control. The Alpha Wolves, the pack is out. But Ancient Prophet just teleports right back in and sends Fuga back home. Mid lane Masoku, pretty low here, but not really going to be too much threat. Oh, they kill at this point in time. Hiko, it looks like, is just desperate for experience, though. He really, there's no way you defend this tower as a Clockwork, so he's just trying to soak as much as he can to get to the level 6. Tome of Knowledge does come through. It looks like it is making its way to the clock, and he'll get that nice boost of XP that'll put him just about where he needs to go. Hasted Viper coming through, looking for this Lycanthrope, whose Shapeshift is on cooldown. Echo Stomp onto Fuga, and that will finish him off. Even now, it looks like they almost want to commit for a fight, but have to be cautious about that cask. It's really strong in jungle situations like that. And looks like they'll just be happy with what they get. 10 and 5 now. The net worth the kill advantage for G-Pride. Push and pull. This is going to be the name of the game here, as both sides just have so much potential to take towers within a very short span of time. As I say, that Murdoch's second exorcism of the game coming out onto another tier 1 tower. There is moves here. Not really able to do too much at this point in time. Could look for the deny, but that would definitely mean his death. And yeah, he's actually just without a hope. No TP scroll to get out of this one. And kind of just didn't need to expose himself there. Like, fishing for maybe like an Echo Stomp play that can get him the deny is not worth the inevitable death that you have when you can't escape. Lycan, looking for that Necronomicon. Should have it very shortly here, at least the first rank in it. But needs definitely a Necro 3 to reliably push through this. Gonna go for the Nature's Prophet here. Self-Sprout most likely coming, but Cog knockback, and he goes right into the thick of it. The Wolves hound him, and they will bring him down. Now, Juggernaut trying to slip away. He has the spin TP available. And is gonna need to use it just to spin walk away. A little bit too worried about that hook shot. Oh, now trying to isolate Hiko. There is going to be a static kinetic, but Hiko sidesteps, and that's a complete whiff from Masoku. Good shot going on to Viper. A big kill if they can get it here, as we see them going on the Ancient Prophet at the same time. So they're going to pop some ultimates, but they're going to get 2 big kills, 2 core pickups from Midas Club. And up top, pressure going against K1. He's farming against them with the Healing Ward, but the Healing Ward goes down again. And he is pretty low. XP now actually slightly favoring Midas Club. despite the small net worth lead for G-Pride. I think the important thing this game is going to be the towers, though. In general, like, fortifications and being able to break down the outer tiers will allow for a lot of map control. And just a lot of manipulation of, like, moving across the map. That's one thing that the high mobile heroes like Nature Prophet and Like It can really take advantage of. So, right now, one tier 1 stands for G-Pride. Meanwhile, all of the outermost towers have been taken out by the Radiant. Fuga might just get caught inside Kinetic Static. That short cooldown ultimate is available at this point in time, but we're going to see a hookshot instead onto K1. Needs to get the Omni Slash out. There's going to be a big silence coming out by Masoku. K1 just starts right-clicking away, spinning right on top of them with the Earth Splitter coming through. Moves and K1 cleaning it up. Greedy, however, with a double kill in the meantime. Omni Splash expended. And, while all that was going on, just the Wrath of Nature tearing through. Murdoch TPing away. Exorcism has been expended at this point in time. Hijack in a bit of a rough spot, though. Gets stomped inside the kinetic field and will be going down. So, yeah, it's funny. Double kill came out for Greedy. He wasn't even there. He just helps clean it up with the ultimate. Just well-timed. It is enhanced a little bit by the Elder Titan Aura at this point. Natural Order has been finally skilled up, and that is going to reduce some of their magic resistance. But yeah, nice pickups. Allows them to get the tier 2 on the top lane, while Greedy continues to farm throughout the jungle. Eco gets some eyes on him, but it's a really hard hook to land in this position. Still looking for it. He closed the distance here, but Battery Cell's not going to do anything against these treants, and he's just going to slide on out. Worth the drum charge for sure. Trying to invade, but they're only committing 3 heroes here. There's a shrine. There's plenty of TP potential from G-Pride. They can absolutely win this fight if they just get some vision, but Moose is going to get isolated here. Hiko looking for the hook. Not going for it yet. And now, Midas Club have reconvened. They have 5 heroes ready to rock and roll. They do not have the Exorcism. But we'll see if they need it. Just getting wards out all over the place, getting some good intel. Full-on invasion of the jungle while the Juggernaut is stuck up top. And Hook and Yule's coming out to push back this Disruptor. If you can't really counteract the team fight with AoE, then you're just going to win. But Witch Doctor gets a very short-lived ultimate before he has to back off. Nice play from the Abaddon, though, keeping him up for quite a long time now. 40 HP remains for him, while Moose running away at the top. Fuga will kill him off, and Hiko is very low as well, but they both survived. The Abaddon, Miscoil, and Aquatic Shield just enough to keep that Witch Doctor up and kicking. And we're going to see buybacks coming out here. Elders Titan, very good hero to defend this position, but the tower just drops too quickly. He's just going to try to hold the racks at this point. It does connect with his sleep. He's going to commit the ultimate. He does drop it, but it's going to be sidestepped by everybody on the Dire side. So, nice clip swell back. Murdoch in some trouble. Gets Omni Slash. A little excessive in my opinion, but they get the job done. K1 does assist on that kill as Misoku grabs the last hit. But what do they turn that into? They bought back. They Omni Slash. Are they going to get Roche? Are they just going to let this Death Prophet come right back into the fold? I don't know. It's a tough position. These towers drop so quickly. They need a significant advantage on the map, and they are going to finally go for Roche. Crowding it up and going hard in. Aegis probably for the Juggernaut. The Nature Prophet has a Force Staff. As I mentioned, his second item. It's critical to have a Force Staff against the Clockwork, and he should be able to keep himself alive in the fight. He should be able to pick and choose his battles pretty well. Just trying to make sure there is no snipe at this point in time. No hook shot coming in. And Aegis does go to actually the Viper in this case. All right. It's good siege potential. If you just keep on right-clicking away, they can't do anything, knowing you have that second life in your back pocket. 4,000 net worth in advantage for G-Pride. looking still pretty good in this game, but Midas Club have definitely gotten a lot done in the past few minutes. Just one minor fight, a couple of major pushes, putting them in a better position. Necro 2, I believe that's Necro 3 coming out for the lycanthrope. And this is kind of like his, not peak, but on the curve. He's definitely looking stronger now than ever before. Don't want to hookshot the Viper. That would be a bad target to isolate. Even if there is no Force Staff behind him because Greedy is top. It's just a hero with a second life. You really can't do too much. You want to kill this Juggernaut. You want to try to prevent the Omni Slash from coming out, if at all possible. Right now we do have the push down bottom. Murdoch, is he going to go for the ultimate though? Just getting the Curse of Avernus attack right now. Gets stomped. Two-man stomp. Nice Earth Splitter coming through onto the Death Prophet. They want to guarantee that kill, but she self-yields. Hijack goes for the TP away. It looks like they are going to glimpse the Abaddon and Omni Slash out the TP. Sprouting up Hijack. He Quelling Blades through. Is it going to be enough to get him out? As we do see him walk right into the Spirit. Hijack sidesteps that Echo Stomp. And he's still got that Quelling Blade, so he should be okay. No, glimpse back. Masoku gets the range, gets the pullback, and that is finally going to be the death of the Lord of Avernus. Some good sequence there. Great Echo Stomp from the tree line. Does catch out too. Not sure if self-using right before the Echo Stomp connected would have helped the Death Prophet. He had time. He didn't have time to move out of it, but he did have the possibility of using his own reset with the Yule Scepter. Obviously, the Echo Stomp does last a full 5 seconds of sleep, so maybe cycloning yourself for 2.5 seconds might have given him a slightly better chance of getting out. But in the end, you're up against the Disruptor. As long as the Disruptor is the first hero to TP to that tower, he's gonna be able to control your position well enough. So, oh well. Tough luck for Midas Club, but they're going to keep on fighting it out. Meanwhile, K1 just gets stronger and stronger. 13,000 net worth. Finished up the Manta, the Battle Fury, the Phase. Working on his Butterfly, but we hear the Shapeshift coming through. They're looking for their opportunity. Where's the Disruptor? Disruptor has 5 seconds left on his combo. Does not want to waste it just yet, even though they're all clumped up. Hijack dropping low. Will pop his ultimate in just a moment here. K1 spinning out of control. Big stomp coming through. Masoku, can he get the combo? Kinetic comes out, but it only hits onto the Death Prophet. He Glimmer Capes himself through it, and he ignores most of the incoming damage. They're going to pop the Aegis of the Viper. They're going to look to just hit on the trees. They got the Disruptor to TP away, and they get the death of Moose. Great fight for Midas Club. And the timing just wasn't there for G-Pride. If that ultimate for the Disruptor was there just a few seconds before, they could have taken advantage of a huge clump. Instead, he goes in and only gets one inside that kinetic field. Now, I mean, Greedy can split push all he wants, but he has chipped down this tier 3 quite considerably. In the end, though, he needs another fight like that to take it. K1 poking and prodding at the tier 2 tower bottom. Hijack nothing to stop it. At this point, Hookshot's the only thing that can prevent the Juggernaut, but having just come off cooldown, he's not going to be able to cancel it up. So, yeah. This is the key, though. The tier 2s have all been knocked down at this point in time, having just been finished off by the Juggernaut, and now the Nature's Prophet gets to go wherever he wants to push. So whenever a fight breaks out, the big question is, where's the Nature's Prophet? Is he actually fighting? Is he, got the Orchid? Is he getting involved, or is he just soloing a tower, no problem? There's not a lot of defense for Midas Club. Not a lot of easy wave clear. Rocket Flare's nice, Crypt Swarm's nice, but not accomplishing a whole lot at the moment. RZS a little bit exposed. Pyke is on cooldown though, they don't go for it. Fuga pops the Shapeshift going in on the Juggernaut. He's silenced, but he has the Manta style. Manta's up, kinetic, static, onto nothing! Masoku, where are you at, man? Hiko on the front line, cogs them all in, kind of as a distraction even. And they just get some distance. The Clockwork dies in all of this, but if they pop the Exorcism just a few seconds here, it might be enough. Orchid comes out. There's the Omni Slash onto the Creep Wave. Not going to do enough, but does expose the Rax. Going to force the Glyph. Exorcism 5 seconds off cooldown. Coming in just a moment here. The Death Prophet starts getting frisky. Jumping in. Gets piked back. And now it's a big stomp. A big ultimate coming up from the Elder Titan. Going to lock in the Witch Doctor. No Death Ward coming out this fight. Or maybe he gets glimpsed back in. The Aphotic Shield breaks and he will fall. But Exorcism comes out very late, very low HP. The Death Prophet needs all the healing in the world from this Abaddon, and it still might not be enough. He gets obliterated. They just focus on a 4v1. Now he has to buy back without an ultimate and try to clean this fight up. Going in, he gets silenced. He's taking a lot of hits right now. Nice Echo Stop onto 2, breaking the Lycan and forcing buyback after buyback. They're just killing them. Now the Melee Rack's going to be dropping down very shortly. Murdoch self-fuels to try to keep himself up. Hijack running low on mana, cannot keep saving lives when he doesn't have the mana at his disposal. Hiko too far forward, goes down again. The Racks have fallen on the top lane, and Fuga is caught between a rock and a hard place here. Caged twice over and right-click down. That is GG, and we are going to a deciding Game 3. Great showing from G-Pride, made the fights work. Masoku's Disruptor play was a little off the mark at a couple of the engagements, but when it worked, it worked. There were, I would say, 2 critical engagements where Masoku completely won them the fight, but then a couple of maybe misplaced setups that just didn't work out the way they intended them to. So, things happen. Dota 2 is a crazy game. What matters is the win in the end, and Gorillaz-Pride, they get the victory, at least for this second game of this best-of-3 series, but that means we have one more to decide where these guys are going to go. Who's going to be taking the second seed in Group B, and who's going to be dropping down to third. We got that coming up here in just a few minutes, guys. Going to take a short break, maybe 10 minutes. We'll be back with Game 3 of this best-of-3 series. Thanks once again for tuning in. If you enjoyed the commentary, please let me know over at BlazeCasting on Twitter, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.